Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is TheMrHuntinNoobs, and I'm coming back at you with another edition of my series called Through My Eyes. Now, I have officially hit 1,000 views on my last video. Unfortunately, it took right about a month, and I know some people kind of frown upon that, but it is what it is. If you guys want to stick around towards the later part of this video, somewhere in that, towards the end of it, I'm going to be having a special announcement for the people that enjoy this series. So maybe you guys want to stick around, maybe you don't. Well, I guess we'll find out in the comment section below. Anyways, for all my newly acquired subscribers, guys, basically what Through My Eyes is storytelling with your boy TheMrHuntinNoobs. You dig? And I just talk about the stuff, the trials and tribulations that I've had throughout my life, and I've integrated Call of Duty somewhat in a chronological order, starting back at World at War, which was the beginning of part of my life, and right now we've up to Advanced Warfare. Now, we're not at the present day, but we're getting very close to it. And to be completely honest with you, I thought this series would be over sometime around Ghost, but unfortunately I was not a big Ghost fan, so I didn't really have that motivation of finishing up the series. And it might be a good thing because the stories that I do tell, people tend to enjoy. Now, if you guys do enjoy this video, it's real simple. All you have to do is click on the description, and right at the top, I should have the link to the very last video. And that's all you have to do is piggyback it all the way back to the beginning. Or you can just scroll down just a little bit further, and I have a playlist already put together for you guys with all 25, 26 videos already in there. Now, you're looking at about 2.5 to 3 hours worth of content, but I kid you not, I've had people recently contact me saying, hey, I've listened to your Through My Eyes series from beginning to end nonstop. And I think that's pretty crazy, to be honest with you, because I couldn't imagine sitting, 2.5, 3 hours straight listening to some uneducated hillbilly talk about bullshit that he's been through in his life. But again, like I said, people tend to find a little bit of interest in it. So I hope you guys do, and if you do, please feel free to rate the video with a like rating. If you do, share it with your friends, favorite it, whatever you got to do. I do appreciate that at the end of the day. So, as always, I ended on a juicy note, right? That's something that I'm kind of infamous for when it comes to my my Through My Eyes series. I was like, I just love leaving you guys on a cliffhanger, and most likely it's going to be the same for this video. So for the people that don't like cliffhangers, eat a dick. So, basically what happened is that I got busted going out with a bunch of girls to a bar with some pictures. Some people sent pictures to the halfway house where I was staying at, right? And I'm sitting there waiting, and my buddy, I hear him say, hey, they're here, right? And I'm not talking about poltergeists. I'm talking about the men in black. And as they come into the building, I already prepared myself. Like, I already know what to do. Like, I walk right up to the guys. I get in what they call parade rest, where you put your arms behind your back, and I get ready for the search and the pat down. I go grab my clothes and whatnot, and basically what it is, I dropped my, it's so funny because I dropped my pants down to the floor, and my counselors are there, right? And they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, I've been doing this for the past almost 5 years now. I know how these guys operate. They're going to want to make sure I don't have anything on me, and that's exactly what it was. So the guys just did a nice little pat down and whatnot, and I was on my merry way. So basically what happened is they took me back to the county jail in the city that the halfway house I was staying at in. Now, when it comes to the county jail, I was a little stressed out about it because the county jail is significantly different from penitentiary. When you're in the penitentiary and you're stressed out, you can get away, right? You can go outside. You have that stress reliever. It's like something's really pissed you off. You can go onto the other side of the compound and either read your book, go talk with your buddies, and whatever your stress reliever is, it's easier to do so more in the penitentiary than it is in the county jail. In the county jail, you're in a box, you're confined in a very small area, and the problem with that is everybody's in the same situation. And I'm towards the later part of my bid, right? I'm about to be getting out, but people that are usually in jail are either starting their bid or just getting rocked up. So they're a little bit on the aggressive side. They're kind of, I don't know how to explain it, man. You just got to really watch out for these guys because they don't mind keeping you around, right? They don't care if you do more time. They're already doing time. So you have to be careful and be aware of that situation. So going into a county jail, that was already on my mind, right? And also, I'm in an area I've never been. I don't know these people. When I was in the county jail when I first got locked up, I knew everybody. I'm from that neighborhood. This is my hood, right? I know everybody, or knew of everybody. I mean, the town I grew up in is only 60,000 people, so it wasn't that hard to get your name around or for people to know of you or your family. So now I'm in a place that's an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I'm originally from. So that also has a little bit of a factor in making me nervous and whatnot. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". At the time, I was 230 pounds, bench pressing 50 plus pounds. But still, at the end of the day, you know, you can't beat a knife if somebody stabs. You know, you just can't. You never know, right? So you got to be cautious. But one thing about going into the county jail, you have to be assertive as well. You don't want to come in being a like tough guy because people's going to try you. They don't give a shit, you know, right? They're doing time, so you don't want to come in being a tough guy. But you know, you have to come in letting them know, like, hey, what's going? Hey, you know, I'm here. Deal with it, and we're going to get along together. And I have no problem getting along with people. I have that personality that I always get along with people. I always make friends. So as I'm going into it, I've never been into a county jail like this before, and I can't explain it to you guys. I wish I could find a picture. If I find a picture, I'll post it. But the county jails I've always been in is you walk inside of a room, right, and there's like maybe 5 or 6, bunk beds, and you got 2 people per bunk, and you got a bench in the middle, and that's your room. Well, this one here were pods, and it's almost like the penitentiary, to be honest with you. So you walk into these pods, and you have these rooms with 10 people in a room, and you have 3 on the top floor, 3 on the bottom floor, 3 on the top floor, 3 on the bottom floor that were just right across from each other. And as I walk into it, I'm kind of like, don't know what the hell's going on because there's people everywhere. And then right dead smack in the center, you have a guard sitting watching everybody. And I thought that was strange. I'm like, is this the transitioning cell? Is this a holding cell before we get sent off? And the guy's like, no, this is the jail is how it operates. And I was like, I've never seen anything like this before. This is going to be great. And not only that, guys, in the back of the jail, like in this pod that we're at, there was a little confined area that was outdoor. It was, you know, it had glass surrounding it. I don't know how to really explain to you. Like if I find it, I'll send it to you. So basically, it's like a half-court basketball court in the back of this big pod that we stay in. And at the top of it was, I guess, somewhat of a serrated fence or something, a gate that sunlight was able to come in, and people were out there playing basketball. And I'm like, this is a fucking country club of county jails. Like I've never seen anything like it. So I come in, I get the pod or the unit that I'm in, and they put me up in there. I go over there, I sit down, I'm talking to people, whatever. And as a couple days go by, a couple people are like, man, how are you so calm? Like, how are you so relaxed? And I'm like, it's easy. I'm like, I have 30 days left out of, you know, almost 5 years of being locked up. Like this is, I'm at going downhill or at the bottom of the hill that's just, you know, it's an understatement. So basically what it is, guys, as I said before in the beginning commentary, I had a couple concerns. Obviously the surroundings that I were in, I wanted to be aware of it. Also what I wanted to do was to make sure I stay focused, stay busy, because you can easily get caught up in some dumb shit. It takes, I mean, I kid you not, I've seen some of the worst case scenarios happen out of nowhere, and you know, and just people get caught up in some dumb shit. So I wanted to stay focused. I wanted to keep my mind busy, and because, like I said, man, when you're around a bunch of dumb people, dumb shit's going to happen. And obviously, I'm a dumb person as well as these dumb people are because I'm in the same boat as they are. We're all locked up, right? So again, I didn't want to get caught up in any situation where I knew that I just would be in trouble and I wouldn't be getting out when I'm supposed to be getting out, because I've seen people get locked up in the county jail and only have 30 days to do, and then they're getting into a fight and bust somebody's head open and get an assault case and have 5 years to do. So I didn't want to be part of that. I didn't want to be fighting. I wanted to stay to myself, talk to a few people here and there, and that's it. And there was ways of doing that. My ways of doing that was reading books. No, not just books with pictures in it. I had books without pictures. And also, I was a big basketball head, man. I love playing basketball. At the time, I was able to dunk a basketball very easy. I was, you know, I'm 6'4", and I was in damn good shape, and I was able to flat foot, you know, dunk a basketball with both hands. And like I said, they had a basketball rim in the back. Now, this basketball rim was 11 feet. It wasn't a 10-foot standard rim. It was an 11-foot rim, and I guess that's to keep people from ripping it down. Now, I was able to jump up and grab the rim when I wasn't able to dunk on it because this is 11 feet, just a little bit out of my white boyness jumping. So, and that's basically what I did, man. I played a lot of basketball. Now, on the commissary where you order food from, they have shoes, and that's where I purchased my shoes from. Now, there were some people in there that wasn't fortunate enough to have $13 of money just laying around where they were able to buy shoes. They played in their government-issued sandals, which was a bad idea because some of these people's feet look like fucking Fred Flintstone, man. I'm talking calluses galore, toes scraped up where feet were dragging on the concrete. I mean, it was a bad look, and I kind of value my bunions a little bit more than that. So I was able to I had $13 to buy me the shoes. So And that's what I did, man. I played ball. That's all. I played so much ball. At the end of the day, my legs were killing me. I had to ice them down. But, you know, it kept me active, kept me out there playing ball. Now, sometimes when you play basketball, you can caught up in such situations because, you know, you're playing, you know, when you're playing county ball, there's none of that bitching and crying where I got fouled. You just, if you're not bleeding, it's not a foul is basically how it is when you're playing in the county. Also, what else I did to keep me active was playing cards. I love playing poker. I love playing with the old school guys. These old guys, they were the poker heads, and I enjoyed it because I liked hanging out with the older guys because their mentality was pretty much the same place where I was at. Calm, cool. Let's just get through this, or whatever the case may be. And that's what I enjoy doing. And I remember a situation where I was sitting down at the table playing with a couple guys, and one of the guys was bitching and moaning about being locked up for 45 days, and I laughed. And he's like, what are you laughing at? Initially, I'm thinking, oh, fuck, man. I hope this dude don't want to fight over something stupid. And I was like, you know, you're just bitching about 45 days. I'm like, I'm at 2 weeks left of 5 years. I have 45 days in the shower, my friend. Like, you know, I got 45 days on the toilet. So, obviously, I'm exaggerating. I'm just trying to, like, you know, let him know, like, stop crying about 45 days. And I told him, I say, hey, no, I'm not knocking your 45 days, but think about the people that's never getting out. And, you know, kind of diffuse the situation. And it's like, yeah, I guess you're right. So, and that's what I did, man. I just played a ton of poker and played basketball. Now, later on, a few days later, I got word that my counselor from the halfway house wanted to see me. I think her name was Cheryl, was something along those lines. And she wanted to see me, and I was kind of curious, like, I don't know what the hell she wants to see me for, but sure. So a date was set up. I get a buzz from the county, from the clerk, the officer saying, hey, you know, somebody's here to see you. So I knew exactly who it was. I went over, you know, she's in the same room with me, but we're on opposite sides of the plexiglass, right? She has a phone, I have a phone, we're chatting. And she's like, so what's going on? I said, I'm doing fine, actually, you know, no worries. And she was like, well, I'm trying to put some information together for the DHO officer. And I was like, well, what the fuck you mean by that? Now, for the people that may not know, the DHO officer is the disciplinary hearing officer. And basically, it's like the judge inside of the prison. So when you do something wrong, you go see him, so you don't have to bother the judge that are out, you know, the civilian world, I guess. And, you know, that way, you know, they can deal with the people they need to deal with, and obviously the DHO deal with the people they need to deal with. And I was like, I was appalled by it. I was like, bitch, I have 2 weeks left. By the time you get the information to the DHO officer's desk, I'm going to be free. So I basically cussed her out and told her to go fuck herself. And it felt good because she was such a bitch to me because, like I said in one of my commentaries when I first got there, I had 2 pair of underwear left. And I was like, hey, can I go to Walmart to get some boxers or whatever? And she told me no. So I was basically stuck at this halfway house for a week with 2 pair of underwear, just, you know, constantly doing my laundry out of the sink. It was awful. Now, I understand we're locked up like animals, but there's no, you know, you still need to treat us like human beings at the end of the day. And like I said, I get she's dealing with criminals and stuff like that. But, you know, I understand you got to stay reserved about things. But come on, man. I just wanted some fucking clean draws, man. So I'm coming down to my last little bit, right? I have a few days left. I already set up all the information I need to set up with my dad. Like, hey, this is when I'm getting out. They will release me at 8 o'clock. By the time I go through all the paperwork, I'll be outside by 9. Can you pick me up? He said, sure, I got you. So the end of the day has come. One of the guys asked me, said, hey, can I have your breakfast in the morning? And I said, hell yeah, you can have my breakfast in the morning. I'm about to go out and have a real breakfast, so you could definitely have it. So I woke up the next morning, the day I'm supposed to be released. And the guy was like, hey, can I get your breakfast still? I said, of course. So I gave him my breakfast. Well, I know 8 o'clock is when I get released. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, I still felt a little tired. So I decided to lay down and go back to sleep. And I just figured they'll wake me up at 8 o'clock and then I'll be released. Well, I wake up, but it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And let me tell you, that's a problem. I'm going to end on that note, guys. I'm going to finish it off. And the special news or situation, or what I want to talk to you guys about is that instead of 1,000 views, I'm going to post another Through My Eyes when we get to 800 views. So I hope you guys appreciate that 200 view count cut. I do appreciate your support as always. With that being said, it's your boy HuntinNoobs. I'm out this bitch.